The story is deeply creepy, and some of the media's behavior isn't much better. In an almost unimaginable invasion of privacy, some moron drilled a hole in an adjoining hotel room and shot video of ESPN sideline reporter Erin Andrews. The blurry nude video was bouncing around the internet. YouTube had it taken down and drew some chatter on the sports blogs. Joining our panel now, Brennan, sports columnist for USA Today and a contributor to ABC Sports. Christine, should the New York Post and Fox and Friends and others reporting on this outrage have used those screenshots of a very nude Erin Andrews?
Absolutely not. It is despicable behavior. It's what I said on the first radio interview I did, that what happened to Erin was just gross and despicable. And, you know, it seems to me that what they're doing, and I got dragged into it by being quoted completely out of context, what they're trying to do then is create a storyline so that then they can show it again. And of course what they'll do, in the case of Fox, is say, oh, this is terrible, this is awful, get that off the air, as they've shown it again and again. And think about poor Erin Andrews and what she's going through. And that's, to me, is just such shoddy journalism.
It's prurient, right? And we're not, as journalists, in the porn business. And, you know, well, even if we were, we couldn't find the video after we, right away. I mean, it was pulled right down.
Maybe sometimes we are. Remember the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction? It was shown 10 million times on television, even as everybody tore their hair out.
Okay, but it shouldn't be. All right, let's go back to that.
Callie Crossley, Bill O'Reilly, who in fairness showed the video for only a few seconds, said he was putting it up on the screen to establish criminal intent on the part of whoever did this.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just think showing it is disgusting. And everybody knows if they show it, exactly what kind of viewership they're going to get. It's ridiculous. At the very least, it's a cautionary tale for women travelers. It's an invasion of privacy story, absolutely. But to put any of these pictures up is really just about what folks do when they want to look in the centerfold of the magazines. It's really bad.
All right, Christine, you mentioned an interview that you did this week that drew some controversy. This was with a Raleigh, North Carolina radio station. It was replayed on Good Morning America. Let me roll some of that, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
If you trade off your sex appeal, you trade off your looks, eventually you're going to lose those. She doesn't deserve what happened to her, but part of the shtick seems to me is being a little bit out there in a way that then are you encouraging the complete nutcase to drill a hole in your room?
Some people jumped on that, as you know, and said it was some version of, well, she kind of asked for it.
Right. There's a sound bite there that's missing, Howie. I said, and I want to have a long career. I was talking about myself. That was taken out of those clips.
Yourself as a female sports writer, covering a male-dominated sports world?
Exactly. I mean, so that first part of that, I was talking about myself, and that was literally taken out of the clip. Also, if I may say, that in the course of that interview, it's 9 minutes and 20 seconds with that North Carolina station, the first words out of my mouth were that this was gross and despicable. And 8 times in the course of that 9.5 minutes, I said she didn't deserve this, it's wrong, it's terrible.
What about the part about creating a climate that encourages the nutcases of the world? Creating a climate by flaunting sex appeal?
I was again talking about myself. The question was about the larger issues of women.
Do you feel that you're in that position of having to flaunt your sex appeal?
No, what I'm saying is for women, I've done this, as you know, for 28 years. And I talked, for example, in the interview about how when I covered the Washington Redskins for the Washington Post, if I said hello or gave a quick little hug to, say, a sportscaster who was a friend of mine, all the Redskins would talk to him about, was he dating me? So what I said in a very, very kind way, very concerned about Erin. I've always been very concerned about Erin in this. I was talking about the pitfalls and the problems in this country today for women in sports media.
Lauren, we can all agree, Erin Andrews in no way deserved this. Sure. But then it can't be an accident that the networks always pick attractive women to be their sideline reporters on the field.
All right, let's talk about the ugliness of beauty, all right? So if you're a beautiful woman, right, are you supposed to deserve something like this? Are you supposed to be treated as a sex object? I mean, beauty is easy, Howie, right, as you know, but reading on TV is really difficult. So that means that you have to have skill to go along with this. And this is 2009. Why are women still being treated like this in the media? This is a media person being treated by the media as an object.
Callie Crossley, the ESPN reacted to this story. We showed the cover earlier, though we obscured it a bit, by banning New York Post reporters from appearing on the sports network. And then the Post retaliated with this page 6 gossip item. I'm just going to read it if we can put it up. No one would have known that a sick voyeur had secretly videotaped ESPN reporter Erin Andrews nude in her hotel room if the Mickey Mouse Sports Network hadn't sent a letter to an obscure website demanding that it take down its link to a fuzzy video of an unidentified blonde. So now the media outlets are sniping at each other.
Well, that was going to be inevitable. I think that ESPN had to do something and make a statement about these pictures in some way. Whether or not it's toothless doesn't matter. You just needed to make a statement about it in a way, in a definitive way of expressing that this was really a disgusting way to proceed.
Christine,
and that had to happen.
Christine, you've done some work for ESPN over the years. Is banning the New York Post an appropriate step in this instance?
Sure, absolutely.
No problem with that?
I have no trouble with that. The network, ESPN, controls what it airs, and they have every right to do that.
All right.